Hey everybody, this is Chad Pullins, lead pastor at Crossroads, and I'm just with a wonderful family this afternoon, Bobby and Vicki McMillan, who just have, as I've been just talking with them briefly, just so many just powerful things happen in their life. And I'm really excited for everyone just to get to hear just a glimpse of that today. So, without further ado, we'd just love to hear, I know God's been doing so many things, but we'd love to hear maybe the piece you'd like to share with us this afternoon as how God's really been impacting your all's life.
Well, 5 years ago was kind of a blow to us because Bobby came up to my work to inform me that he no longer had a job. So once I got past realizing, okay, everybody's okay, it's just a job.
Right.
Then I thought, what's going to happen now? We have 2 kids in college. The economy's not good. Where do we go from here?
Yeah, so that was 2009, 2008?
2009.
Wow, it was just right in the thick of it. Yeah.
So, and actually was talking that same day to a friend of mine at work, a Christian friend, and she was like, oh my goodness, what are you going to do? And I said, I don't know, but I can tell you we're still going to give to the church. We're still tithing. Because I felt like God doesn't really need my money. But I felt like I needed to step out in faith on that.
Wow.
But I was counting on him to show up.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm telling this story, is because it was a walk of faith for me. To him, he looks back and says it all turns out fine. So
yeah. What were your thoughts, Bobby, in the midst of all that happening, like right then and there?
Well, my biggest fear was going to tell her. but of course, that worked out fine. I mean, the one thing is I had worked for a big company, so I at least had a severance package that I knew was going to carry us for a while. So it wasn't like we were going to go starving, 3 weeks from now or 2 weeks from then. And also, somebody had told me, there was going to be a possibility of another job. But that job actually took 9 months to materialize for one reason or the other. So, if it hadn't been for the severance package, I'd have been panicking. I'd have probably been out picking up cans on the side of the street and things like that. But yeah, I'm proud of the fact that we were able to continue to give to the church. I'm proud of the fact that our daughters didn't see us panicking and start fighting with each other because of money and worried about jobs.
I think it would be a much better story if I told you we ate beanie weenies for 2 years and now we have a multi-million-dollar corporation or something. But I don't think it has to be that kind of story to be able to see God's hand all throughout it.
Yeah. So what about that moment? Because my sense is that it sounds like that was a big faith moment for you all as a family. Whether that's a severance package, not one, this or that, that's a moment where are we going to continue to be faithful in the way we've been faithful during the valleys as well as the mountains? And I don't know if you could unpack that a little bit more about how important that was to be faithful in the valley as much as faithful on the mountaintop.
Well, I felt like I've always known here that God was my provider.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was time to put faith to my faith.
Yeah.
And now I know it here.
Yeah.
So, any of our lives can change in any moment. And I just feel like that gave me more assurance, more confidence.
Right.
That it's nice to see when you can look back and see God's hand throughout it.
Yeah.
But even when you can't, He's still the same God. He's
That's
still
right.
our provider.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so important. It's one thing to know about Christ, know about Jesus in our head and believe those things. It's another thing when life comes that we actually put that into action. Yeah. So looking back on that now, how has that impacted you kind of moving forward?
In my case, the job I have now is running a business that I enjoy doing. I've learned new things. We're able to continue to give to the church, which is important. We've kind of just moved on from it, but I think we have the confidence now that if anything such as that would happen again, that, one way or the other, it's going to be taken care of.
Yeah. I've often heard someone say that confidence under pressure is courage, and sometimes I feel like the faith step of today is preparing me for the faith step that will be needed tomorrow, which is kind of scary a little bit, right? But I think it's that confidence. Yeah. Anything that you would add to that as far as looking forward and?
Well, it's just, we've lived it. I feel like, it wasn't terrible, but I knew God was there.
Yeah.
So next time, if I can't see God's hand in it, I just still know He's there.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Well, my hunch is there are a lot of folks that will be watching this who, in some way, shape, or form, want to take matters into their own hands instead of letting go and letting God. Whether that's with money, with kids, with jobs. I mean, you could just kind of fill in the blank there. What would you all say to a family, a couple that may be going through something similar and really struggling with trying to take care of it themselves versus really trusting God?
I would say to pull out and read the Word and find promises in the Word that He gives us and pray those promises. Give them back to God.
Yeah.
Because, that's powerful. It's not just me praying or hoping, but it's giving him back his word and just refuse to worry about it.
Yeah.
Because the enemy just loves to have a heyday with that.
He does, doesn't he? I wish I could learn that lesson. Yeah. How about you? Anything?
Well, I would just say, don't let it all be on yourself other than the spiritual side. You have friends. You have friends at Crossroads. I know almost every day after I got laid off, my dad showed up here at 8 o'clock in the morning. I think he thought I was going to commit suicide. But he'd show up here, what are we doing today? So, you have friends that will help you through these things. And I've seen that at Crossroads. There's lots of people there that have gone to help other people within the church and outside the church, for that matter.
Sure. So if I'm hearing you, 1, stand on the promises of God in His Word. And then 2, don't try to do it by yourself. Be in community with other people. And by being in community with other people and standing on God's promises, it helps us not to take matters into our own hands, but to let God, to take steps of faith and trust God to be the one to provide and protect us along the way.
I think even to learn to give thanks in every situation.
Yeah.
Like to be, there's something small in there you can find to be thankful for. And I think that God just really blesses that when you see it. Just us thinking about what we were going to talk about today. I have thought about things that happened 2 years prior to him getting laid off that I thought, well, God's hand really was in that to prepare us for that time.
Yeah. Isn't it great to see that? It's just amazing how He puts that story together. That's awesome. Well, thanks so much for sharing a little bit of your heart with us today. We really appreciate that. It's just great to be on the journey with you. Super excited about what God has in store. And I think Dominican Republic in about a month, right? 6 weeks. Exciting stuff. All right, everyone. Hope you all have just a great rest of the week, and we'll look forward to celebrating with you on Sunday. Take care.
Bye.